Steve Palazzolo from PFF on their NFL show talked about what the acquisition of Za'Darius Smith means for the Browns.
I think this is a potential home run for the Browns. It's not going to add 3 wins to their team or anything like that, but is a sneaky good move. Za'Darius Smith over the last few years, he was hurt most of 2021. But in 2019 with the Packers, 88.8 pass rush grade, 2020 with the Packers, 84 pass rush grade, and then last year with the Vikings, 85 pass rush grade. Za'Darius Smith in his last 3 full seasons has been one of the most valuable edge defenders in the NFL. And he also moves around. He's got a lot of his pressure standing up over the B gap, rushing against guards and all that stuff.
That was about 50% last year.
Yeah, so his ability to move around the defensive front opens up for a pass rush package that has Myles Garrett on one side, Obo Okoronkwo, who's more of a true edge, but he's linebacker size, basically. He can move around a little bit, and Za'Darius Smith as guys to create mismatches.
And here is Jack Duffin tweets this out about that, moving him around. So he played 822 defensive snaps last year. Only 26 of them were from the defensive tackle position a year ago. 1 or 2 snaps per game is what they're talking about. Again, Jim Schwartz will find a matchup, and there may be 7 of them one game if Jim Schwartz likes the matchup with Za'Darius Smith. There may not be any. Let's welcome in Tim Bielik, cleveland.com, as well as the Plain Dealer. It just gives Jim Schwartz the ability to find a weakness on the opposing offensive line and just continue to exploit it.
That's what makes him one of the better defensive coordinators in the last couple of decades. I mean, his background is based on creating, a disruptive pass rush, having multiple guys you could throw at the quarterback. Even though he doesn't blitz a lot, he usually wants to get pressure with 4 guys. And that's why I think this trade for Za'Darius Smith really, emphasizes that even more, because now you have a situation where you have much more proven depth up front. You have a guy in Za'Darius Smith who's a 3-time Pro Bowler without playing next to Myles Garrett, who, by the way, is going to play next to Myles Garrett this year. Brown signed Obo Okoronkwo in the offseason, a guy who's been in the league for a few seasons, showed he still has some upside, after getting some starter reps last season with the Texans and doing very well there. It just creates a lot of versatility and a lot of options. And now if you're the Browns, you have 2 guys in Garrett and Smith who could potentially kick inside in pass rush situations on 3rd downs. You can really create a lot of havoc. And if you want to look at the blueprint of where Jim Schwartz might want to take this defense, look no further than the Eagles last season, the team he was a defensive coordinator for, for I think about 5 seasons. And that defense had, I think, 70 sacks last season in the regular season.
Yeah, and again, it's a matter of keeping guys fresh so that the defensive line stays fresh, the offensive line is a little bit more winded, and when you've got the speed and quickness, you can exploit that.